Hey everybody, here we are once again, exploring the magnificence of the electrical body in chemical form. Today we have Boris Paladoff with us, someone who is an expert in studying peptides, how it works in the body, why it works, and how it can better benefit you when we focus on it. So I'd like to introduce Boris, and Boris, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so first thing that always starts out is what got you interested in a peptide?
Absolutely. So I had
and,
my own,
and help our audience understand chemically what a peptide is.
of
Please, sir.
course. So peptides are short chain amino acids, 1 through 49. Anything above that is protein. And peptide therapies are breaking out into the world right now. A lot of people have been taking the GLP peptides, GLP-1s and 2s.
Snake venom. I mean,
Yes,
Gila monster venom.
Gila monster, indeed. Yes.
How insane.
Yeah, and they've been taking it for weight loss, unfortunately.
Starvation of the stomach and paralyzing of the stomach's moving into the small intestine so you can extract it so you think you're full. And what are the side effects of that often do we not hear?
Well, so some people do experience GI issues, whether it be constipation, diarrhea, things like that. For the most part, a lot of people have heard of, thyroid problems and cancers, and that appears in lab rats who have been given tremendous high doses of these things. They are actually very safe. I've personally taken the peptides. I lost 100 pounds actually taking.
Well, you're looking quite well from it, so we're glad about that. So if we were looking at our audience and we were trying to help them better understand a way to deal with most of it, what we deal with is energetic nature of the body, and we deal with conscious physical detoxing. These are our drivers. So within the framework of energetically raising the power of the voltage, a cell operates on 0.07 millivolts. Okay? And we use a system that allows person access to the cellular language of their own body talking to itself, so their intentions, nutrition, and values are put into place once you add that extra energy to your cellular structure. And then to detox, because once you do that, the body dumps off serious amounts of the crap that we've been eating, the epigenetics of the environmental that we're in, and all of that stuff. So we push salt bath detoxes. So in between those two worlds, Boris, tell me where what you're doing can best benefit our owners and best benefits their clients and best empower their lives to make the right decisions for themselves and their family.
Absolutely. So peptides are very much the future of medicine. Basically, they have so many different functions. There's hundreds of peptides out there, but they help with cellular regeneration. They certainly help with ATP and energy generation. There's a lot of different effects that they have on the human body, on a mitochondrial level. They really help with weight loss, with energy. They help with building more muscle. They help with sleep. They help with anti-aging, anti-inflammation, skin repair, hair repair. There's just so many different ways that people can use peptides to rejuvenate their body, because the reality is we've been poisoned for decades, in my humble opinion.
Agreed.
By the foods that we eat, by our environment.
And worst of all, by design.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And frankly, it's not so much that we're educating, but we have to uneducate a lot of people, right? They've been taught to have a big glass of orange juice in the morning for breakfast.
Acid.
Which is sugar, acid, exactly. Have 3 solid meals a day, one big one in the morning, a big one in the evening. The reality is we should all be doing intermittent fasting. It's one of the best things you can do for your body.
100%.
I do a 72-hour fast actually every single quarter, and it resets your entire body.
I do a day. Every 2 weeks, I do one day, usually a Thursday.
Incredible.
I won't not look. I am famous for being able to outsmart death. And when I'm not able to outsmart it, I'm also fabled for being able to get back from over there back over here. So I have a deep appreciation for when I hear that our audience and these people can hear someone who's using it that shows 100-pound weight loss, that shows the perfect beauty of the skin, and talks about it convincingly. And the fact that one of the most beautiful places in the world is St. Petersburg, Russia, and the Hermitage and the Summer Palace of Catherine, and how magnificent it is. Just gets too frickin' cold.
It does. It does. I'm happy to be living in California now myself.
Happy for you to be here. So when we look at between energetic detox and the body throwing off that, realigning your intentions and your values, and detoxing, what would be the best protocol would you recommend for females and males? I don't think that the female body or the male body in any way works the same.
No, they are different, definitely. One of the newest peptides in the GLP group of peptides that's coming out is retatrutide, which is incredible. It's a triple agonist. So
Yep.
unlike semaglutide, which just impacts the GLP-1, tirzepatide, the GLP-1, and the GIP, the added benefits of retatrutide is that also impacts the glucagon. And that has a big impact on weight management. It has a big impact on energy levels, on, again, mitochondrial support, things like that. So it's really incredible. Doctors are talking about it being the forever peptide, something that you'll take for a very long time. But we also work with glutathione, which is known as the master antioxidant.
Listen, glutathione, I mean, I understand it from a very personal, I have a personal relationship with glutathione. Vitamin B complex, time release, I have personal relationships with these. So when I'm looking at these peptides and where you get down to a peptide that's used for management, weight management, isn't there a crossover level from the energetic will or content? Because when you hit pound 30 or lost 30 pounds and you're looking at what your goal is, there has to be some emotional, energetic pattern in you that dedicates to push forward. But that's management, because management every day takes discipline
Yes.
and a goal of who you see in the mirror and what goal you want to set to be.
Well, I'll tell you, in our business, people ask who our biggest competitors are. And honestly, I tell people it's complacency. I mean, I myself was 40 to 50 pounds overweight for 20 years, and I couldn't I tried diets, I tried working out, things like that, and I just couldn't get on the right path to be,
That's what I'm talking
healthier.
about.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of these peptides are, a jump start for people, right? They take them for a few months. In that time, you certainly want to work on nutrition, lifestyle, sleep. Nobody
Exercise,
gets enough sleep.
stretching.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Water intake. A lot of people think 3 to 4 glasses of water is a lot. It's not.
Everybody's dehydrated.
Very much so. And
Everybody.
everybody's constipated. We all carry a lot of bad things in our body.
So how do you, other than fasting, how are you recommending that our audience detox?
Yeah, so first of all, a lot of these peptides help with that. The GLPs, I highly recommend. Also, glutathione is a great one. NAD is phenomenal.
Sure, that's another one, another peptide story.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
coming out.
especially for women. They're very familiar, a lot of them, with NAD. And then you have things like GHKCU, BPC 157, the body protection compound is a great one. And it's great for skin and for hair and cellular regeneration. And
Well, how long do you think they've known about all of these? In the average life expectancy of the development of awareness of a drug or awareness of a peptide, or used in the allopathic nature of marketing, how much do you think they knew about this drug and what it did and before it became what we now are using it for?
The reality is a very long time. A very long time. They've known about the benefits of peptides for a long time. Frankly, big pharmaceutical companies, they can't actually patent these things. And frankly, if you take a lot of different peptides, they can actually help reverse certain diseases.
Sure.
We have clients who were pre-diabetic, they're no longer diabetic. We have clients who say the GLPs help with menopausal symptoms, with mood regulation. It's actually, research has come out lately that they're more beneficial in harm reduction and reducing cravings from alcohol and opioids and nicotine than what's out there today, things like Vivitrol and acamprosate. So
And also, people have to remember, when the body's happy, there's two people that look at that body. There is the body looking at itself. It does not identify with you who's occupying it. It identifies with it and its survival. For the average life expectancy, it's here because it has a job to do. It already knows its day of when it's leaving. It already knows.
yes.
Okay? And so it starts the countdown. Well, what I'm looking at is that when the body's happy, there's two things that affects that. Who you see in the mirror in the show of your control of yourself and your environment. That person and that entity and that ethereal self has as much and equal the power of the body, properly maintained and being observed and using these peptide protocols in the right way, in the right fashion, to enhance the light electrical energy in the body becomes important. Why do you think that health is now moving toward, and I hate to say it like this, uh, venom? Venom peptides, the GLPs and the GL1s, these are all some type of venom of some animal, and the fact that venom of Gila monsters and snakes, which is when you look at the protocol in the last Moderna, Pfizer, what are those basics within that? Those are snake venoms. They've already isolated. It's already known. So why do you think right now they bond something great, the nature of a peptide as it operates to build itself into a protein or to support other peptides in building the protein that the body sent the RNA, the DNA sent the RNA to tell itself to get, fix, or make? Why do you think that so much of the poisons that are coming out as medicines are so important now? And what does that represent in the, watch how funny this is, what do you think that represents in the reptilian reality, in the reptilian reality that we hear people talk about in the conspiracy theory? But when you just stand back, Boris, and you look at it, knowing you have the reptilian stem in the brain, okay, and you wonder about it, do you have any thoughts about that?
You know, I think that we are finding medical solutions in areas we just didn't know they existed before. And I think, frankly, that society and humanity is actually raising to a different level
You are correct.
spiritually and, you know,
Correct.
through the growth that we have as a society. And I think we're realizing that a lot of things, the ways that we've been doing medicine and treating people is just incorrect, right? Medicine, pills, they're band-aids for the real problems, right?
And the divine does not make mistakes.
I agree.
Like you cannot have, there's no such thing as an autoimmune disease. That means the body God created, the divine created something to fight its own self.
Absolutely.
That's a lie. That is an overaction of some kind of toxicity that's affecting the operating mechanism of the body. So I'm not a big, I use integrative therapy to stay alive, but allopathic medicine is what saved me all 3 times. If it wasn't for allopathic medicine, I wouldn't have made it. So when you want to, if we were going to leave people with a message that empowers them to look at their energetic self, which is ours, but to look at what you're doing and what your company is doing, what steps other than making sure that they fast, what peptides, say you have emotional anxiety, you have problems, your weight, you know, the basic things that we all deal with, mood and anxiety is a problem. What course of action would you peptide recommend for our people?
I would definitely say the GLPs are a phenomenal place to start. I would work with the GLP-2s and 3. Again, there's something called the Glow Blend, which is phenomenal. It's TB500, great for inflammation. It's GHKCU, great for skin. There's a number of other peptides, like we talked about. Glutathione is phenomenal. The Sermorelins, Tesamorelins.
Oh, yeah.
MOTS-C is doing incredible things for people right now. I think what's important is that you find somebody that's knowledgeable in this space. Please, please, please don't just go online and buy vials of peptides that you have no idea how to use.
Or
Very
what,
dangerous.
or if it is.
Yes, exactly.
if
You
that
don't know
is
where
what
you're
it
getting it from. It's very, very true. Work with a company like ours who actually
And
speaks to,
and the name of this company?
it's Wellness Concierge.
Well,
Yeah, and our website is wellnessconcierge.biz, and we don't sell anything without having a conversation, understanding your health situations and your goals in life.
okay, so how does quality of products and goals in their life meet in your healthcare brand?
So quality is incredibly important for us. We do, you know, full testing, third-party testing of everything that we do. We've actually, myself and my co-owner, who's also the love of my life, we actually take the peptides ourselves. We've tried everything and
Sure.
seen the results. And again, we've worked with hundreds of customers who have just not just improved their physical health at an organic, at a metabolic level, but they feel better about themselves. They feel
That's
more
important.
confident. It's incredibly important. I mean, again, having been 40, 50 pounds overweight for 20 years, I hated shopping. I hated getting up in the morning. I hated eating. I mean, all of
And
it
then you
just
had
felt
you
awful.
had the mirror to deal with.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
you got dressed and had the mirror to deal with.
It never went away. It felt like I was standing in front of a mirror from the moment I woke up to the moment I went to
Think
bed.
about it. See, this is so important about people's attitude toward themselves, Boris. I ever say, I believe that everybody is a great, powerful, and mighty spiritual being with dignity, direction, and purpose, or you would not be here.
Mm.
And in that vein, the only thing that can ever go wrong with someone is that they allow something to affect their dignity, which skews their direction and their purpose. When you apply guilt and sin and institutions and governments to any reality, then the falsehood of your identity of yourself is going to be affected.
Absolutely.
So why I wanted to push the fact about asking them about their moods and goals and everything, the emotional, spiritual viewpoint of the self and the quality of how it sees itself and how you act and react is what we energetically are trying to create, so that whatever they're taking, like these GLPs, whatever they're taking is enhanced based on the intention and reason and goal they set. If you set to lose 50, you set to lose 40, then have your product or whatever it is and bring it with you. Bring it to the program with you, because then it's going to align. We use energetic scalar fields, and we create what we believe is a pathway so that the cellular conversation is going on between the 3 billion cells in your body. We give you a methodology to tap into that so that you could turn the light on in your cellular structure. You can talk to it. You can put your intentions in it. You can put your directions in it, and you can get it to feel more that you're a part of the conversation as opposed to separate from the conversation and trying to avoid not being responsible for taking care of yourself. So when you decided to lose the weight based on that you was a little fat, ugly boy, what motivation caused that other than what I just said?
Yeah, I wanted my life back. I wanted to have a day of peace, of serenity, of happiness, of joy, when I wasn't worried, when I wasn't self-conscious. I had a lot of negative self-talk that was just constantly cycling from the moment I woke up to the moment I got to bed. I mean, it was terrible. And what I realized is, and what I'll say to you, to your audience and anybody listening to this is, I don't think most of you have met the real you yet.
Yeah.
And until you become healthy and you find some sort of spirituality, it doesn't have to be religious, but something that you can believe in, have faith in, and until you find purpose in life, and until you find a way to help others, which has been
The key.
life-changing for me, I never met who I was, and I have recently, and I love who I am.
And you now have a reflection of that in your own personal love life.
Absolutely.
I have this thing and I have to fight with the engineers, okay, and the programmers. I have to argue with them. I said, listen, I'm a devout believer in mind-matter interface. I believe that we're capable of interacting within the framework of anything. You know, it's like the movie Lucy. I said, but when I stop and I look at this, the attitude of the reason for why you are and who you are, without using everything that you do to discover that, I'm going to lose this weight so I can discover if or if not. That's how the system works, because it must find the neutral.
Mm.
Okay, I'm going to see if this works. I don't ever believe in anything. And people ask is, do you believe in miracles or not a miracle? I said, hell, everything's a miracle or nothing's a miracle. Either way, you come to the same conclusion.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you have watched the success of your life by finding something that you could use that gives you back gain and control of your life, and that in the course of that attitude about yourself being proven, the value of that means what to you emotionally, physically, and spiritually?
You know, it just means that I can finally add to the stream of life. Honestly, most of my life, I was very selfish. I was thinking about myself and what can I get from people. And now that I've learned to live a better life myself, now that I've woken up to my spirituality and my health, I have the ability to share that with other people. And it's been life-changing.
Okay, well, Boris, listen, everybody, You better check out Boris. You better have that conversation. You better look at the Peptide Concierge and pay attention to yourself. So it's nice that we're thankful that we have had Boris here. We're thankful that we get the energetic family and the EES family to be able to maybe recommend, look at, talk, ask about the things that Boris said. If you called in for a product, it's what do you need it for, why you need it for, what is your attitude, where you want to go. When you listen to somebody that's trying to sell a product but add the whole health concept to it, and then see what he's doing with his life that has changed his life, then it's well worth us putting on the show, and it's well worth us giving you the opportunity to participate or not. But do not go look up Peptide Concierge and look up Boris. Thanks, Boris. Thank you, family. Till we see you again.